Welcome to my presentation, If You Build It, Alumni Will Engage, Building a Volunteer Network by Engaging Alumni. Gratz College relies heavily on donors and tuition income to meet its budget. To engage donors, it runs ambitious community programs, including adult education and lectures, but it's not as successful as it could be because the staff is overworked and stretched in many directions. Additionally, there hasn't been enough alumni engagement to help the college raise more funds. If Gratz had a more active volunteer base, the staff would be able to focus on donor relations rather than program implementation. Gratz needs to make students and alumni feel asked to volunteer, and they need to know that their contribution to our efforts in fund development are really very meaningful and very important. We need to increase the outreach to the large pool of potential volunteers amongst alumni and students. This report will share best practices and best recommendations for recruiting, matching, training, and retaining volunteers. Many colleges like Gratz have challenges in engaging alumni. One of the most important challenges is having unreliable data. This sometimes happens because a college or a university or any nonprofit will have sufficient software to collect data, but they won't collect the data. And other times, the colleges and the nonprofits simply do not have the sufficient software in order to collect this data. Also, one thing that colleges find challenging is non-traditional students, which make up a large part of universities and colleges right now, such as students who are learning online or are mid-career students who don't participate the way regular college students do. Distance learners don't have a physical connection to their college. Mid-career students are not spending a lot of time physically in the colleges. They're coming to class and then they're leaving. They're not creating the full college experience. Additionally, there are alumni in the mid-career stages or mid-career students who are returning to school who feel strapped for time and for money, especially if they're paying tuition to come back to school to improve their professional skills. They're balancing school, work, and family, and they don't feel that they have what it takes to make a valuable contribution to the colleges that they attended. Studies show, and many colleges reported, that, and actually there was a study by the Council of Advancement and Support for Education in 2014 that shows that colleges who increased their effectiveness of their databases and established alumni associations based on that, their gifts to their annual funds increased by 30%. Building your alumni database is very important. Conducting research, conducting surveys, and having interviews with your students, whether by phone or whether in person. All of this information is so important to collect. This data will really will enable a college to get to know their alumni. Getting to know your alumni can tell you so many things that will be useful down the line. Colleges should be very mindful to mine through the data that they collect in planning programming that will meet the needs of all the students and the alumni. You'll really understand how students want to engage with your college. Additionally, development staff can similarly learn how to message their case for support of the school, and ultimately this will increase their bottom line. Just having information about who your alumni's favorite professors were, what classes they loved the best, can help you start engaging and connecting with your alumni at this early stage. You can create webinars and meetings by using virtual technology between professors and alumni who identified them as their favorite. Many colleges shared that when alumni reported about their favorable experiences of their colleges, they talked about who their favorite professors were. This was more compelling than the relationship they had with the college. It was about the relationship they had with their professors. Making these connections and opportunities early on for your alumni will go a long way in these early stages of recruitment. Using your data to plan events will make your alumni feel good. You can use all sorts of information that you gather about where they live. Helps you know how to make your events easy to get to. Helps you plan programming. You can help plan programming that best suits their professional networks, best creates opportunities for them to be mentored or be mentors, creates family-friendly opportunities that will go a long way for the mid-career student or alumni. Knowing who your students' favorite professors are will also go a long way in planning your events. Here are some examples. If for your distance learners, students who are learning online, they don't have a physical connection with your school. They do not live anywhere near your school. They've never been in your school. But if you can collect data that tells you where your students are living and can identify clusters, geographic clusters of where students live, you can create opportunities to take conferences and reunions on the road and create regional meetups for students to gather in convenient locations to meet each other and meet with their beloved professors. You can match your alumni to their professional interests and create reunions that feel like conferences, professional conferences, creating professional opportunities for mid-career students or mid-career alumni will go a long way in making your alumni feel that the college understands them and is out for their best interests. Your mid-career students and your mid-career alumni who are coming back to school do not have the money to spend because they're paying tuition and they're balancing work and family. Make your events family and kid-friendly and free of charge. You've created opportunities for them to network in a very conducive way, and this will go a long way in creating a strong affinity of the alumni to your college. On the same line, identifying who your students' favorite professors were will allow you to woo your alumni and students by having your professors send personal invitations to the students. Again, very early on, in this very early cultivation stage, creating warm, feel-good connections with your students will go a long way in moving them along the cultivation process from student to alumni, volunteer to donor. Once you've created this cultivation and you have made meaningful connections with your alumni and students, it's time to bring them on board as volunteers. And at this stage, it is very important to conduct an onboarding orientation that is well done, meaningful, and informative. You want to explore what the volunteers' goals are for volunteering for your college. You want to discuss what information they need to know about the college's goals. Make sure they're aligned. Create opportunities for your volunteers to know what a difference their contribution is making. Recognition events, thanking them at every stage. Help alumni by giving them continued opportunities to refine their leadership skills. Again, at every stage, there's an opportunity for students to feel connected to their classmates, connected to their professors, thereby developing their professional networks, helping to develop their professional skills. All of this goes a long way in helping your alumni move from the volunteer to the donor. This is a long-lasting relationship we're preparing for. These are not one-off strategies. These are opportunities to lay the groundwork for very long-lasting, important relationships. Social media networks such as LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook will be very helpful in keeping up a continuous relationship with your alumni, creating opportunities for them to step forward and act as ambassadors of your college and spreading the messages of your college. Later on, creating crowdfunding opportunity for development purposes in your college. At this stage in the game, again, very important, keep alumni engaged, connected, helping them develop their professional networks, creating opportunities for them to serve as advisors to the college based on the expertise in their field, based on best practices and best ways to engage prospective students. Having been students in your college, they're particularly poised to do that. Allowing them to become career mentors to your current students will not only make them feel gratified, but it will make your current students feel very supported. Allowing your alumni to travel, go on the road, and speak on behalf of the college as ambassadors in admission initiatives will again help your alumni in resume building and make them feel very bonded to the college. In review, Gratz relies heavily on donors and tuition income to meet its budget. Alumni engagement would help the college raise more funds. There are many challenges that are looming for colleges and universities in this regard. But there are many methods, and there's a rich array of opportunities for alumni and current students to become engaged members of our volunteer community. With the ultimate goal of achieving successful fund development, I believe that by tapping into its rich alumni history and engaging its current students and adult learners, Gratz College is poised to build a strong and committed volunteer base. With this new volunteer base, the staff and board of directors will be able to more clearly focus on donor relations and broaden our donor base as opposed to program implementation. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I can be reached at alicia.abudi@gmail.com with any questions.